everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching HW News. Former US President Donald Trump's troubles are far from over. A grand jury has voted to indict Donald Trump in New York's Manhattan over a hush money payment made to the adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 election campaign. This is the first time in the US's history that a former president has faced a criminal indictment. The indictment comes after an investigation into payments made during his 2016 presidential campaign to silence claims of an extramarital sexual encounter. The indictment itself remains sealed for now. According to reports, the former US President Donald Trump may be taken into law enforcement custody as early as next week. The Republican candidate who became US President in 2016, however, has termed it political persecution and claimed that he was innocent. Some outlets have reported that Donald Trump is also ready to cooperate with law enforcement and will surrender before them. He will also be appearing in court for his arraignment. While Republicans at large have denounced the indictment of Trump, Stormy Daniels has welcomed the development. But what exactly is the case against Donald Trump? Who is Stormy Daniels and what exactly is hush money? And what next for Donald Trump? Let's talk about that in today's video. But before that, if you're watching this video on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, like this video and comment below it. And do not forget to press the bell icon. And if you're watching this video on Facebook, then please follow our page and share this video. Well, Donald Trump is a controversial personality. Even more controversial was his run for the US president in 2016. Be it his Russia connection or locker room banter or his 4 bankruptcies. The hush money is one of the scandals that hit him amid his presidential bid in 2016. But before getting into that, let us first understand who is Stormy Daniels. A veteran of adult entertainment industry, Stormy Daniels' real name is Stephanie Gregory Clifford. She is 44 years old. She was born in Louisiana. Her parents got separated when she was young. In her memoir published in October 2018, she says that she was raised by a divorced mother. Around the age of 17, she started performing at the strip clubs and later she went on to join the adult entertainment industry. In her book, she also talked about a childhood of poverty, neglect and abuse. The book, however, ends with the story of how her decision to go public with her story about Donald Trump just before the 2016 presidential election. Now let's talk about what exactly is this Trump controversy all about. Even though the story came out in 2016, the Stormy Daniels Donald Trump saga goes all the way back to 2006. According to an interview Daniels gave to CBS's 60 Minutes in 2018, she met Trump at a celebrity golf tournament at Lake Tahoe in Nevada. He was then the star of NBC's hit show The Apprentice. She says he invited her to dinner and she met him at his hotel suite, where they had sexual intercourse. He later invited her to a Trump vodka launch party in California, as well as to his office in Trump Tower in New York. She was 27 years old at this time and Trump was 60 years old. His wife Melania Trump had given birth to their son just 4 months ago. According to the accounts of the encounter reported in the media, one of Trump's bodyguards invited her to have dinner with his boss, which turned out to be an invitation to the suite. There, according to Daniels' account, she was greeted by Donald Trump in his pajamas and he showed her a copy of a golf magazine with his picture on the cover. According to her book, Trump was considering to get her in Celebrity Apprentice, which never materialized. According to Daniels, Trump called her occasionally after that night. However, Donald Trump, ever since the accusations came to light, has only denied it. According to a summary of the story published in the New York Times as part of its coverage of the Trump indictment, things were quiet between 2007 and 2011 when Trump explored a campaign for the presidency. At that time, Daniels, apparently still bitter over his purported broken promise to cast her in his show, considered going public with their story of the encounter. She contracted an agent who fished for a publication deal in October 2011 and ultimately negotiated a $15,000 agreement between the celebrity magazine Life and Style. However, the magazine backed off after Michael Cohen, Trump's close aide at the time, threatened to sue. Subsequently, Donald Trump himself dropped the plans to run in the 2012 election, which was then won by Obama. In the spring of 2016, as Donald Trump once again announced his run for the White House, Daniels' agent approached media outlets, including the National Enquirer, to sell her story once again. But they had no takers, in part because she had denied it was true back in 2011. But they had no takers in part because she had denied it was true back in 2011. But the situation changed in October of that year. 2 days before the second presidential debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, the Washington Post published the so-called Access Hollywood tape, a recording from 2005 in which Donald Trump appeared to be bragging in vulgar language about sexually assaulting women. Daniels and her team then realized this made Trump vulnerable, and the story of his having cheated on his wife, then pregnant wife in 2006, with her could be valuable at this time. Her agent negotiated with the Enquirer, whose publisher, David Pecker, was a friend of Donald Trump's. The editor of the publication, Dylan Howard, connected Daniels' site to Cohen, and then they negotiated a $130,000 non-disclosure agreement. Cohen subsequently said that Donald Trump had approved the deal. After he became president, Donald Trump and his company reimbursed Cohen for the hush money and falsely recorded those payments as legal fees. This is what the NYT report says. Now the thing is, it is not illegal to pay money for a non-disclosure agreement, but since the payment was made just before the election and in return for hushing up information that might have damaged Donald Trump's prospects, it was argued that the payment amounted to a violation of campaign rules. Michael Cohen testified under oath that Donald Trump had told him to make the hush payment. Trump was confirmed having reimbursed Cohen, but has denied both the alleged affair with Daniels and that he had broken campaign laws. Now, what happens to Donald Trump now? That's a big question. For any New York defendant, answering criminal charges means being fingerprinted and photographed, fielding basic questions such as name and birth date. All told, defendants are typically detained for at least several hours during the arraignment. A judge then decides whether they should be released on bail or taken into custody. If Trump indeed turns himself in, expect a carefully choreographed and relatively quick process and release. A former president is not likely to be paraded in cuffs across a sidewalk or through a crowded courthouse. Extra security has also been in place for days around the Manhattan court where Trump is expected to make his first appearance. Now the next question is, what happens to his 2024 presidential bid then? Now Trump can pursue his 2024 White House dream despite facing criminal charges. Nothing in the US Constitution prevents someone from running for president while facing charges, and even a conviction would not bar them from the nation's highest office. The 14th Amendment does prohibit anyone who has engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding elected office. The House of Representatives impeached Donald Trump for incitement of insurrection for the January 6, 2021 attack on the US Capitol by his supporters, but he was acquitted by the Senate. A special counsel is looking into Trump's role in January 6 assault on Congress, and the former president could still face charges on that front. Well, that's all for this video. Do let us know what are your thoughts in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.